Hey YouTube, it's me Nikki Z, and I am here to do a quick tutorial for you guys tonight. The look that I have done is a very pink and purple with a little bit of like a white, like a pearl smoky eye. I really like it. The palettes that I am using for this look happen to be the Urban Decay Naked 2 palette and the Sleek Makeup I Divine palette in Candy, which I know it looks kind of crazy right now. This one busted, so I actually repressed it. But yeah, so super fun, and I'm going to go ahead and get down to business. So the first thing I'm going to do is take a drink of my Monster Energy drink because it's kind of late, and I'm fighting sleep like a little kid. Party time. And yeah, I'm an adult. I do what I want. So I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyes. For that, I will be using the MAC Pure White Chromaline. I'm using a white base simply because a lot of the colors in the Sleek palette, they are somewhat pigmented, but I want as much vibrancy as possible from the purples that I am using. So I will be using a brush for this. I'm digging it out. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and use a brush to apply this. I already have a piece of tape alongside my eye. That way I have like a nice clean line. If you guys haven't already noticed, I do that a lot. Just because it is really, really easy. It's extremely convenient. And who doesn't like convenience? So I'm going to go ahead and apply this all over my eyelid, all the way to my crease. If a little bit gets into your crease, it's not a big deal. Okay, so what I'm going to go ahead and do next is use the Naked 2 palette. I will be using the shade Tease right here as a crease color. So I'm going to go ahead and apply that to my crease. Just for a little bit of emphasis and to help blend the other colors together, of course. So it's going to be in my crease and just slightly above, like so. What I'm going to go ahead and do next, I'm actually going to lay that over there. I'm going to take the shade, it is the medium purple shade. I'll be honest, I don't have the little plastic piece that says all the names, but it is this shade right here. It's a bright purple. I'm going to be applying this all over my entire eyelid except for the very inner part of my eye. The reason why I'm going to leave that blank is because I'm going to be putting white there, and the white's not going to show up as vibrant as I'd like it to if I apply the purple there first. So I'm going to go ahead and just put this all the way on my eyelid. I am going to leave a little bit of space between the tape, and I'd say maybe just a little bit of the outer edge of my eyelid for this. I'm going to be stopping right there at the crease. Now, I will be packing this color on quite a bit. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and apply the white shade from this palette. Again, I don't know the name of it, and I'm sorry, guys. It is the Shimmery White shade. I will be applying this to the inner corner of my eyelid, like my tear duct area, and I'm going to be bringing it outwards a bit. Again, staying underneath my crease. Now right next to that, I'm actually going to grab a pink shade from this palette right here. I will be using it wet. So I'm going to use my e.l.f. Makeup Mist and Set on a little tiny brush. And I'm going to grab some of that color And I'm going to apply it right on top of that purple. It's going to help kind of give it a shimmery, like almost iridescent color, which is really neat and fun, of course. And again, staying right underneath the crease. So far, this is the look. I am going to grab a little bit more of that white to kind of blend it a bit. Like so. And next I will be using this very, very dark purple color right here. It's a very deep matte purple. I'm going to be applying this to the outer edge of my eye. So I'm going to be patting it on. With these shadows, for the most part, they work a lot better if they're just patted on. Whenever you do blend them, you lose a lot more pigmentation than you'd expect. Which doesn't mean that they're bad by any means. They're still amazing shadows. It's just sometimes it's a little tricky and you gotta work a different way with them. Now what I'm going to do next is take a little bit of that purple, that same deep purple shade. I will be applying that into my crease, right on top of Tease from Urban Decay. When you mix Tease together with that dark purple, you get a really neat, like, deep mauve, and it's very, very, very pretty. I am going to blend just a little bit with the outer edge. Like so. And I'm going to use my finger just to very gently kind of clean up a little bit. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab a little bit of the black shade from this palette. It's just a matte black. I'm going to build up the color a bit, so I'm going to have it right alongside of the tape. Pardon me, I feel like I've had the hiccups like all day. And I'm going to build just a little bit into the crease. So obviously the outer V for a little bit more depth. And I'm going to grab a little bit more of that dark purple, apply it right on top of it, and then I'm going to blend it out. So take a big fluffy blending brush, just kind of go to town, make sure everything's a little bit seamless, nice smooth transition from one shade to the next. And I'm going to go ahead and grab a shade here from the Urban Decay Naked 2 palette. It is going to be the shade Foxy, which is a matte, like very pale nude shade. And it's almost the same color as my skin, so I'm going to grab a lot of it. I'm going to pat that right underneath my brow. Just kind of blend gently. And then I'm going to take that blending brush again and just kind of make that transition a little bit more soft and smooth. Next, I'm going to go ahead and take that Chromaline base one more time. I will be applying this. Let me find a little brush to do that. I will be applying a little bit right underneath my lower lash line towards the edge of my eye, and I'm going to bring a little bit inwards. This is going to work as a nice base for the eyeliner that I will be using. Alright, now for the eyeliner, I'm using two different ones underneath my lower lash line. I am using both Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On eye pencils, one in Asphyxia and one in Lust. Lust is a very deep purple. I will be applying this first. It's almost like a violet, like a blue violet. I will be applying this to the outer edge. And I'm going to be stopping a little bit shorter than half across my lower lash line. Now, of course, I'm going to be taking like a little brush. I'm going to be fluffing it out, blending it a bit so it's kind of soft. Like so. And then I'm going to take Asphyxia. I will be applying that to the inner part of my eye underneath my lash line. And I'm going to build the color up and bring it right next to Lust. I'm going to be blending where they meet for a nice smooth transition. Use that same brush, not blush, and of course I'm going to be blending it. Like so. Next, I will be taking an eyeliner, of course. I have a preference here. It is the e.l.f. Intense Ink Eyeliner because this is very, very intense. It's super, super dark. I'm not very good at doing this on camera, so I apologize. I'm going to be looking at a different mirror altogether down here. It's just your basic cat eye, just a winged liner. You do not have to do this if you do not want. You're more than welcome to try a different style of eyeliner if you'd like. This is just my go-to. And I'm so sorry, my chair is like squeaky McSqueakerson back here. Sounds like it's dying. It's probably time to get a new one. Alright, so I have applied my liner. Make sure to get very close to your lash line, of course. I don't like to tight line on camera. It's just not my thing. I hurt myself. It's bad news bears, I promise. So what I'm going to go ahead and do next is I'm going to take a little bit of that black from the Sleek palette, and using that same fluffing brush that I used earlier to blend the lower liners, I'm going to grab just a pinch and put it right next to that wing that I did. I want to go ahead and like bring a little bit down to kind of give that deep purple violet color a little bit of a gradient. So it's going to go from like a really, really dark purple to a medium purple to the light Asphyxia color. So it's going to have a really nice gradient. like that. And then I'm going to magically peel the tape off. I will be using a little concealer brush and some concealer, of course, to kind of clean up underneath my eye. For the concealer, I'm using the e.l.f. Studio Maximum Coverage Concealer, oil-free. This is in Porcelain. So I'm going to apply a little bit of this, just kind of blend it out, kind of clean up that line a little bit. Bam. Now what I'm going to go ahead and do is line my waterline. For that, I have a preference as well. It is the e.l.f. Let's see here. I was about to say e.l.f. The Too Faced Perfect Black Liner, Perfect Eyes Waterproof Eyeliner. This stuff is phenomenal. So I'm going to go ahead and line. I have to step away from the camera for this, so I do apologize. Yeah, so give me 1 second. I try really hard to do this on film, and I just sometimes make huge mistakes, and I don't have an editor. So with that being said, okay, didn't want to like cut and fix my video, etc. So there's that. Now what I'm going to go ahead and do is my blush. I am using the Tarte Awakening Gel Blush, and it is amazing. It's a very nice, mine's starting to dry out just a little bit, but it's kind of like a purplish, like a mauve, a pinky mauve. So I'm only going to use a little bit of this. A little bit really goes a long way. I'm just going to use my finger to kind of bring it out and about. I will also be using the e.l.f. Baked Highlighter, and then I'm going to be applying my mascara. The baked highlighter I am using from e.l.f. is Blush Gems. So it's kind of a really pretty, like, light pink shade. It's like more like a dusty rose, I guess. So I'm going to apply it also to my chin, and my nose, and my Cupid's bow. And you guessed it, I'm going to be using some e.l.f. Mineral Infused Mascara because it's my favorite, if I haven't already said, which I'm sure I have like a million times in all my other videos, because this shit is the bomb. For the lips, I wanted to keep it somewhat simple. So I am actually going to line it with the e.l.f. Lip Definer and Shaper. I will be using the shimmery end. I'll also fill it in a bit too. And I will be applying a lipstick right on top of it. I'm going to be using the MAC lipstick in Feed the Senses, which is a very nice, like, muted nude, like a beige mauve. It's very, very pretty with like a blue tone or like a purple to it. It's very, very pretty. So there you have it. That is the basic look. What I do after that is I just go ahead and like apply some powder to set everything and to kind of tone down the blush if it's a little bit too much. It'll help give more of like a natural look. For that, I do use the e.l.f. HD powder, and this is the Corrective Yellow, which is my personal favorite. There's hardly any flashback when you use it, which is phenomenal. So I stay away from the transparent or the translucent one, simply because there's a lot of like SPF like flashback and it just looks ridiculous. So Corrective Yellow is totally where it's at, guys. Alright, and this is the finished look. Just like a smoky purple with a little bit of pink, a little bit of like a pearl for a pop of color. Really like it, actually. Kind of fun. Again, it probably doesn't look amazing on my skin tone, but it was fun to make anyways and do, so I like it. I don't really care what anybody else thinks. Hopefully you guys like it too. All these products will be listed down below in my little section thingy, description box, majigger digger. And yeah, so if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, you guys know how to reach me. If you guys have any questions about the products in particular, or you want to see more of them, please let me know. And don't forget to check out my blog, allaboutyoureyes-lipsface.blogspot.com, for quite a few things that I don't post on YouTube, which is kind of fun and exciting, of course. I kind of revamped the site a little bit, so give me some feedback on that. And yeah, if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, pretty please, and subscribe. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful spring.